Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Del Young, and we are here with the brilliant 316. Welcome, guys.
Hi, well, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. So, guys, could you introduce yourselves and what you do within the band?
I'm Riley, I'm the singer.
I'm Henry, I play bass.
I'm Joe, I'm the drummer.
He's got it on mute first.
Sorted. I'm Dave. I
That's
play the
Cody
bass
plays
guitar.
Cool. So, guys, let's dive into some questions. What were you listening to before you started the band?
Ooh, don't get me
All
started.
All
yeah,
sorts.
our tastes are so diverse. Like, as a band, if you were to ask each individual member what their favorite band is, you'd be shocked to figure out that we all have such different tastes. So for me, like, my scene is the 2000s metalcore, like the Bullet for My Valentine, Trivium, Killswitch Engage, that kind of thing. But then you've got, Joe, what's yours?
Oh, I'm a bit all over the place at the moment because I'm like branching into pop punk, then deathcore at the same time, and I'm all over the place. But I don't know. I love anything within the core, like shit, just because it's heavy, it's fun, innit?
I'm big into like deathcore and like more modern punk.
The spectrum there is wild.
Yeah.
Then go on, Cade.
Yeah, it's great because our sort of unique taste in music, it shows them what we actually make and play. Like myself, I go from the heaviest of, well, not heaviest, but deathcore to like modern indie, like Wonderhorse and bands like that. It's a really, really diverse sort of palette of taste that we all have.
And we're all sort of going down the route of like, why not just put that in because it's something that we all like, I don't know. I think it creates a new space of metal where we're sort of branching into this part where like you can do something a little bit different because the way that the sound, like the sort of metal landscape is going now, people are starting to go, oh, what if we had that? Or yeah, and people like it now. It's good.
Yeah, you'll find on occasion where we'll be mid like writing experience of something really heavy, and we'll just say, let's just go shoegaze because we can, or like we'll just do something random because we want to try new things, and that's the best thing about it. But the taste that we have is
all over the place.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Cool. Yeah. So, who actually got you into sort of like listening to music? Was it your parents or a family member, like a sibling, or was it sort of like a journey of self-discovery?
For me, I have parents who listen to metal, so I've literally grown up on it. And for me, I've worked in inverse. I've grown up on metal, but through meeting people and other self-exploration, I've found other different styles. That's the way that it worked for me.
Yeah. Go on.
It was my dad. He listened to loads and loads of like metal and rock as I was growing up, and when I started getting into it, like when I was like 10 properly, I would always bring up like music and bands I like, and he'd be like, oh, I've seen them like 3 times, and like, oh, I've met like, and I've seen like John Paul Jones and met like all these famous rock stars. It's mad. Jump.
Cade, or do you want me to go?
Sure.
Like, so it was definitely my parents that like got me into it, but then I sort of started to go my own way a little bit, and I went on YouTube, and then I found I Prevail, and then I found loads of other metalcore, and then I went more. It started really tame, and then it just got out of control.
Yeah,
but
it's great because with me, I could remember like my mum and dad blasting the tunes I listen to now in the car, and I find it myself. And it's like, I know this song from somewhere. All my life, it's always been there, and it shows because, again, it's the experience. We know what can work in a song and what helps through how much we do with just light music.
Yeah, cool. So, who actually influenced you, not only as individuals but as a band? Who actually influenced you to become a musician? Was it somebody from Iberville or somebody from Borough from My Valentine or somebody like that, or who was your main inspiration?
I think we've got an order going here, so I'll start again. For me, again, growing up on it, musicians like Matt Tuck from Bullet for My Valentine, or I really like Howard Jones's voice from Killswitch, and these other different inspirations have always been inspirations to me. But ironically, not to be a suck ass, the day that I picked up a guitar and actually started playing it was because of Caden, our guitarist. We were in school one day, and he was just sitting in the room shredding, and I was like, yeah, I want to do that. And I picked up a guitar because of that.
My dad was a cook 30 years. It's always been on, but during like COVID, when I was like minded and like endlessly scrolling, I'd see like these really sick musicians appearing just inspired to bass, and then I ended up picking up guitar as well after. I was listening to Sappy by Nirvana, which made me to pick up guitar as well.
Yeah, cool. Okay, could you mute for a second? Getting a little bit of feedback.
Okay, do you mind muting?
Yeah, Chase with us. Yeah, Joe?
Yeah, it's a bit old. It's a bit weird for me because I started playing when I was like really young. So I got given like a little toy drum kit, and I sat at it, crossed my arms, and looked like I was playing it instead of just like doing what kids normally do and just like smacking it. And then I just got sort of asked, do you want to have a drum lesson? And I said yes. But inspirations beyond that, like I've been able to sort of, because I was doing the skills from so young, like the actual influence didn't limit me. It kind of like, it's like, oh, I like that, I'm going to learn a bit of that because that's really cool. And I was able to take from quite a few different spaces, so I didn't really have an influence because I was so young, but then I got influences as I became older, and they're so branched out because of that.
Cool. Good.
Well, I got my first guitar when I was
Okay, we can't hear you very well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you sound like you need to play a fishbowl.
That's not to scare me.
Yeah, you might have to. You might have to leave and come back in.
Sorry.
I'll even come back.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to message me your answer?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I can hear you now.
Can you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Mint. Okay. I had a £50 guitar. I tried to play it. Didn't really properly try until COVID. That's when I sat down and thought I'd try and play the songs that I loved, like a bit of Van Halen, a bit of Rolling Stones, classic rock. And then through playing and having friends that are also playing, I delved deeper. And prop guitar players like Sister Gates and Hendrix. I've got an entire massive palette on my wall. A wall of Hendrix is my favourite guitar player. many
It's
different.
terrifying.
It is terrifying. It's what I wake up to at night. But that's my main inspiration. But then it's sort of branched out, as I said, into different types of guitar playing. Like you've got blues with B.B. King, Stevie Ray Vaughan, metal with Sinister Gates and Diamonds Like Darryl. And like it expands quite a bit.
Cool. So, before you started 316, were you in any bands, or was this just your first full foray into having a band?
For the other three, they've all had a few different bands before. This is my first, personally. But it's definitely for all of us mutually our first successful, proper, serious band. People who actually want to take it seriously.
Cool.
Yeah, me and Joe, we've been in 2 bands before this. I've never been in a band without Joe. And they just weren't very good compared to this. So yeah, we did, but they weren't like proper experiences with how it is.
Yeah. My first band was just a school band. People that I knew, guitar players and drum players, I thought we'd give it a go. But just rehearsal, we didn't really make it out into a properly formed band, so I can't really tell you if it's counts. But yeah, I've had experiences, but nothing like this.
That's like same with me. It's a little bit weird because like I don't know. It's just strange because I've sort of stumbled into being with you lot in a way, and then but it feels like right, and it's really cool because I have been in quite a few bands that haven't worked, and there's been times where I'm like I don't know if I'm even going to be able to play a show with anyone, and then that I get into this band, it's like, oh yeah, we've got a gig at the Rigger, and I'm like, what? Like when did this happen? But it's just I don't know. It's nice, and it's nice to have a bunch of people like here now that are like close mates as well. It's nice.
I was just gonna come on and quickly say that like not only we've all got the same drive, we're mates, we're like brothers, and that's the best thing. 100%.
Cool. So what has the band been up to, especially over say the last 12 months?
Right, this is where we'll get tested on how much we want to say and how much we can say. A lot. We've been planning a lot.
We've not been around 12 months, haven't we?
Well, yeah, but no, we've been around 12 months, but not much over. And we only started actually properly doing stuff 8 months in, I think. But as for the stuff we've been doing recently, let's bracket it to like the past 4 months alone. We've been working a lot, like working really hard. We've got a lot of things coming. Some things in the works, especially in terms of writing. We've got some cool little things that we're writing at the minute, which is really interesting, and a lot of gigs that we've been planning. But I'm not sure how much we're allowed to say, so I'm going to sit back and let someone else take this one because I don't want to slip up and say something I shouldn't.
This is where the other three just like look at each other and go, "Who's going to say it?"
Want me to?
Yeah, go on, man. I'll let you.
Yeah, well, first single, June 13th, that was a really, sort of real taste of what we've achieved so far. It's a major event. But we've been in the studio a bit more. We have a first EP coming out tomorrow, thanks Nilo. But there's stuff that we can't really say after that, future tense. But it has been recently getting ready for gigs, writing some more, honing in on our sound in a way. Quite busy.
Yeah, cool.
Very.
Could you tell us a little bit about your first single, which came out in June?
So Pins and Needles it was one of our first like ever like one of the first pieces we've ever written. And it was when we really started to experiment a little more, like the little climb, where you use your pitch shift on the guitar arcade, the big harmonic chords and stuff, like a lot of different things that we tried. But it's just a song we wrote about just being kind of wronged in quite a few ways and feeling like so much anger about it, but not knowing how to properly express that anger. And we speak so like widely and happily about it because we're proud of it. It's a big song. It's got some very big breakdowns, and it's just we love it a lot. We love it. It's a cool song.
I like breakdowns.
I realised I just yapped for half of that. I don't know what I was just. I don't know what I was on about, but it's a good song. Breakdowns. That's the bit to take from it. Breakdowns.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So you've got the EP coming out tomorrow. Well, in about 2.5 hours' time. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
All I'll say, in regards to what it is it's the first part of a double paradox. We're gonna try over time, and I'm sure you'll slowly witness it happen. We're gonna build this kind of story behind the album, behind our music. It's not exactly a concept, but we've got a story. We've got something that we're trying to create, which is why you'll see in a lot of descriptions we write. We're saying that it's not just music; it's a movement. We're trying to create something that is worth remembering, and this EP is just the beginning of that. It's the first that we've written. It's the beginning is all that I can really say. It's a good blend. We've got a few different inspirations and genres and different things in there that I think are really cool.
Yeah, it's very experimental. The first track, X9, which is the title track, it's different to what we normally sound like in a way.
It's like
Very slow.
yeah, it's when you're in like that like state where you're like just playing. You're not playing like a song you'd like normally play, but we just had like a free rehearsal and we just ended up playing something and like building on it. And it just like worked so unbelievably well for everything. So we just why not?
Yeah, I can say the first plan was for it to be a massive breakdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were gonna do like a big breakdown intro track with like a random noise vocally, and we've saved that a little bit, haven't we?
It just went completely the other way, though, didn't it?
Yeah. We obviously, as you said, sat down, played, Caden banged out this really beautiful chord piece, and we just said, that's a solid opener. Let's run with it, and it's worked out great. I wish Ex Nihilo was longer. It's my favorite on the EP, and I'm excited for people to hear that and be like, "Oh, damn! Like this is cool. Like this is different. This is cool." It's experimental, 100%. That was the best word to describe it. You described it in one word better than I did in about 8 sentences. So, yeah.
Cool. How many tracks are there on the EP?
3.
3.
Yeah. So, with the second part of the album, are you you said you're going to be carrying on with the story. Are you planning on a few more extra tracks for that EP?
So yeah, as I said, this first EP is the first part. So there's more to come. We're gonna do 2 little like cool things, 2 little cool parts, paradox, and that'll lead into something a lot bigger. We're gonna try and build a story behind it. So yeah, there's more coming. The first EP is just the first part, really.
Cool, cool, cool. So, I've got a question from Aussie Ann 2025. She asks, any plans for final, even a limited run?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
She said, she asks, any plans for final, even a limited amount?
Final.
Finals.
Yeah, final
Oh.
record.
I can't hear. I'll let someone else answer that one. I can't hear.
Okay, can't hear.
That's final.
Yeah.
Final records.
Oh, right, okay. I've read it now. That's better.
Yeah.
Obviously we want to, but we'll have to see. When it gets to say an album, vinyls are definitely a thing we're looking at. Especially considering we all love vinyls. Me, Cade, Henry. I think you have vinyls as well, don't you, Joe? I'm not sure.
I don't have them, but they're cool.
I love vinyls. We'll be looking at that definitely.
I've got a band collection of about 50 LPs and singles.
Cool. Cool. Is there any sort of like plans on doing other merch, such as like t-shirts, caps, badges, pins, stuff like that?
Yeah, we're also looking at that, especially for some things we've got coming up. We want to have merch, but we did have plans on having merch for our Metal Son Masters final, but Summit just couldn't fall through, and unfortunately we couldn't. But we're definitely looking at that 100%.
Yeah. If you did do merch, when you do finally get around to doing merch, would you sort of like sell it at any gigs that you do, or going to put up on, say, a band camp?
It depends how much we can get done. I think for us, gigs is the most ideal way, but again, it's just something we're going to be taking a look at, and at some point, maybe Bandcamp or another kind of website is a liable option. But I think solid to say gigs is probably going to be our primary way of sales.
Cool. Speaking of gigs, is there any gigs coming up? Any tours?
Right. I'll say we have got a headline show booked very soon, and maybe more, but I'll only definitively say we have got one coming up at the Underground, which is going to be awesome. But I feel like I'm already getting some glares, so I'll be quiet. We've got some in the works, definitely.
5th of September.
Yeah, 5th of September, we're getting a headliner in at the Underground. We're looking at support. We're going to try and put on the best night we physically can. Like, the bands that we're going to try and bring along with us will be shocking but incredible. Like, it's going to be great. But that's the only date I'll definitively give you.
Cool. So normally where my head moderator is in the chat, but she's unfortunately she's been sort of like held up somewhere. But she normally asks, how did you come up with the band name 316?
I'll let Caden take this one because he was the one who came up with it.
Well, it's a Bible reference, John 3:16, and essentially, sort of talks about God's sacrifice that Jesus to save mankind. And it's something that is a satanic political reference to
Is it just me who can't hear him?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want me to? Because none of us can hear a single word you're saying, mate.
Please.
Okay, all right. So, it was. I don't know if you caught the first part from a Bible verse, John 3:16. I correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's linked to like God and eternal life, which is ironic because none of us are religious, but we saw this quote and we're like, that's really cool. hold on, 316 has a ring to it, and we ran with it. But we've been through stages. Like initially, because of that, we ran with like calling our fans disciples for a while. That was a bit weird. We definitely changed that pretty quickly. But we've experimented. But the name came from the Bible verse John 3:16.
Yeah, cool. Another question normally sort of like being asked by my head moderator. She normally asks, "How do you come up with your songwriting? What come up with your songs? How do you come up with the songs? What comes first? Is it a bridge? Is it is it like sort of like melody? Is it some lyrics, or is it a riff?"
It's all over the place. All over
Wow,
the
we
place.
said that at the
Yeah.
Come on.
So sometimes I'll throw in a title, like for example, Pins and Needles started from me saying I would love to do a heavy song called Pins and Needles, and then it just like veered. But there's other songs that we've written that haven't been released where I'll send a voice note to the chat one day singing this chorus, and they'll be like, "Okay, that's cool, let's run with it." Or Cade will send a riff one day, and we'll be like, "That's a verse," and we just. If you were to go through our chat, you'd have a heart attack with the amount of riffs and crazy things that there are there. Like it's messy, but we love it.
I think it's quite interesting because like I'm pretty sure that Ex Nihilo came from a bass riff. Is that right? And then it turned into a guitar.
I think it's the
riff.
guitar.
No, but
Ex Nihilo came from a bass. Then we took the vibe and put it on the guitar, and then we just laid it.
Yeah. But
Right.
like it's. I feel like I spent a lot of time in other bands, like Googling how do you write songs, like trying to sort of force it. And I think like
It needs
a
to
lot
come
of
naturally.
it needs to come naturally with the set of people that you've got as well. It's and again, it's nice that you can do.
Paranoid.
Say that again.
When we accidentally wrote Paranoid again.
Oh no, that was tragic. Absolute, yeah.
Yeah,
So
we've
happy I've
had
got
our
you
bad
guys.
stands, haven't we? When we started out quite fast, our first song was not the greatest because, but writing naturally for us it just happens. It comes and goes. The voice note.
Cool.
I'll randomly. Joe will randomly just say, "I like this or this beat."
And it normally involves like me sending a voice note that involves me just going dun 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 or something, and like
Lines
just
into one, and that's I
melt
think
in a
what
riff.
really helps with our sound as well, because we don't really think about it until we get to the process. We just let it happen. We just write what we like, and they go, "Let's try using this," and I think it's really effective, and we love it. We really do.
Yeah, cool.
Oh.
And
We'll
Gabe's gone.
stay, kid. Yeah.
We lost him.
Yeah.
He lasted a while.
Yeah. So, Ozzy normally asks, Ozzy and 2025 normally asks this. If you had the funding, everything has been aligned, would you sort of like do a full blown UK tour, or
Yes.
100%.
or would you
100%.
go over to Australia, to Europe, to Canada, or to the US if you had everything aligned?
Quite like the UK. Don't lie.
We like the UK, but honestly, we just love doing what we do. Like you'll hear like again, it's the passion. Like when Caden writes or someone does something, some of us will start star jumping. Like we just really enjoy. We just really enjoy what we do.
I mean, it's like gigs. Like we've played the Heat to Metal to the Masses, and it was before we even won. We just got off the stage and just on pure adrenaline. I can remember standing in a room with Riley, just jumping up and down, just shouting at each other like, "Oh my god, that was amazing!" And I don't know. It's so it is like any time we can get gigs, and because I just love when we got that mosh pit, I was so happy.
that wall of death, bro.
Doing that for other people is amazing, because I can remember sitting in I'm normally on the other end of the stage going, yeah, let's open this bit. Like, so the fact that I can then stand, or I'm like jumping about like an absolute moron. So like for me to be on the actual stage, like looking at everybody doing that, well, you know, looking at getting people moving and feeling what I feel and what everybody else feels live is like amazing. So it's kind of any gig for me.
Yeah, we do anything anywhere if we're given the opportunity.
Yeah,
We just love doing what we do. We love being together. We love playing music. We love writing music. We love it all.
yeah, it's
Cool.
so cool because I can just like go in the pit with my bass and just carry on playing with it.
Which has happened
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Last heat, like we just go nuts because we're having the time of our lives up there.
Yeah, it's just fun to do.
Cool. Cool. So, let me just see. Where can people find you on social media?
We're everywhere. We've got music out on all platforms now. We primarily use Instagram, but we do also have a TikTok and a Facebook. We've got, I believe, everything that we can.
Cool. Cool. So, is there any video? Well, that's one thing I need to ask. Is there any videos for coming out for any of the songs of the EP?
Not
Yeah. We're working on them. We're working on them. We're gonna try and get a lyric video done, I think. For at least one song. Obviously, again, being teenagers, it's finances are something we're working with, but we're gonna try and get a lyric video done.
Cool. Cool. So, yeah, well, I normally ask this question. Any advice for people who want to become a musician, whether it be just for themselves or wanting to sort of like go down the commercial route?
Just do it. We love it. We decided on a random day. Fuck it. Let's do. Oh, sorry. Let's do it.
All right.
I apologize. We
That's all right.
on a random day. Let's just do it. Why not? Like, music isn't meant to be this impending thing where, I need to do this for the money. We need to do this and do that and do this. We just do it. We wing it and we love it. It makes it so much more enjoyable. So if it was personally for me, advice, go for it. Do whatever feels right. But I don't know what the other two would say.
100%. And I think like me, like all I've really ever wanted was to just play a band with a bunch of people that I consider close and like family, and that's what I have. And I feel really lucky for it, and I've had like a lot of time looking for that and searching for it. But if I didn't bite the bullet in the first place and take that journey, I wouldn't be here. So it's like, if you want it bad enough, you can get it, sort of thing.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better.
Henry?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it can't go that wrong. So you just like try it. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and it's not the end of the world. But it's just like a fun thing to get into. Even if you're playing like awfully, it doesn't really matter. No one cares. Everyone's just there to have fun.
Yeah. So, guys in the chat, if you've got any more questions, please ask away. So, it's going to be starting to wrap up in a couple of minutes' time. So, guys, any final words before we leave?
I'll let the other two say something. I feel like I've kind of dominated this a little bit, so I'll let them have some.
You're fine, right? I'm like, no, you say no. I don't know now. I've been put on the spot. Henry?
Listen to the EP. It's out in 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Yeah.
You're counting down the minutes.
You listen to that,
We're
Evie.
excited. We're
I'm
excited.
so excited.
Yeah, listen to our music now. Just live a little. Like if there's anything I've learned from this band, it's to live a little. Because before this band, all I did was worry about perception and worry about the way to go, and I don't have those worries anymore. Being a part of this band, it's just like, again, as I say, that mentality of sod it, why not? Let's do it. Like, just live a little, enjoy yourself, because the only person actually judging is you. Like, go for it. Enjoy your life. It'll make you 10,000 times happier in the long run.
Cool. Thank you for that, and thank you for joining me and with this interview. It's been a total pleasure.
We thank you. Thank you for having us. We've really enjoyed it. So.
Yeah, my pleasure. So, guys, if you haven't checked out 316, please do. These guys are absolutely amazing. Such a young, talented band. So go check them out. I'll put all the links to the socials down in the description. So please go check them out. And again, guys, thank you so much for coming on and doing this little interview. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
And you too. So, guys, catch you all later.
Bye.
Catch you later.